Hey everybody, Al Johnson Show. You guys know why you're here. Let's get right into it. So, if you guys were unaware about what's been happening lately, you would know a couple days ago, Aubrey Graham, known as Drake, via his lawyers, is filing a lawsuit against his main record label, Universal Music Group, or UMG, for defamation in publishing Kendrick Lamar's song Not Like Us, in which the main crux of that song was alleging that Drake and his clique, OVO, were sexual predators and profited off of those allegations. But while Drake is suing the label, he decided to go another route and basically name a bunch of reactors in the reaction community who made reaction videos to Not Like Us, basically saying they were laughing at the accusation made against Drake that he's a predator. And the reactor community has been in a big uproar over it. I mean, big uproar over it because it really makes no sense that UMG, who copyright claims a lot of reaction videos when their stuff is reacted to, would ever want to help the reactors make money off of it when it was quite literally the biggest feud in not just hip hop but music last year, where there was song after song after song with biting accusation and biting stuff being said. And how I feel about it is twofold. I think it's quite dumb and pathetic on Drake's part. Now, full disclosure, there was a point in time where Drake was one of my favorite rappers. Keyword was. Ever since 2008, I've watched this man basically grow from this little bubbling act to quite literally one of the biggest names in music, not hip hop music. I've listened to his tracks on and on and on and on for years. I love his music. Despite people love to make fun of him for his singing style to show his vulnerability, or even his rapping style that shows his vulnerability, I've enjoyed his music. Thank Me Later is an amazing debut album. I've listened to that album a lot. Take Care, his second album, is his best album. And I feel like nearly every song off that album is nearly a classic in its own right. But I've personally felt like in the years since that album, I feel like musically, Drake has regressed more and more and more and more to the point where I stopped caring whether or not he dropped a song or not. In fact, if you guys notice, I think it was either last year or 2 years ago, I did a post on my Facebook page where Drake went at Joe Budden because Joe Budden criticized him. And I said how childish it was to say that, oh, I got a bigger house than you. Like my house costs more than your career, or whatever he said. And I even said in the post, I didn't know he dropped an album because I stopped caring, because I feel like Drake musically doesn't care anymore. He'll just coast on by, just drop whatever, put no effort into it, and just watch the money and the streams pile up. He won't care. Then last year, he and J. Cole put out a song called First Person Shooter, in which J. Cole infamously said, um, to debating who the hottest MC, is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three that we started the league. Kendrick heard that, and then on a song like that with Future and DJ, I guess it's a DJ Metro Boomin said the line, "Man, screw the big three. It's just Big Me." And ever since that line in the song, we've had constant back and forth from Drake and Kendrick. Yeah, J. Cole tried to respond back with the 7-minute drill, but then he deleted it, walked back the song, and apologized. Then we've had song after song from Kendrick and Drake. I mean, Drake hit back really first when he did Push Ups. And in that song, famously, he referenced Kendrick's wife, Whitney, the I'ma need bodyguards like Whitney, top sit, drop, you better drop him, give him 50. Then on the Taylor Made freestyle, he used AI to sound like Snoop Dogg and Tupac talking to Kendrick, which had Tupac fans angry to the point that Drake had to delete the freestyle because Tupac's estate was going to sue him. Then Kendrick, after people saying, "Yo, Kendrick, where you at? Where's the response? When you going to respond? Where's the response?" He responded back with Euphoria. Awesome song. So many quotables, I can't even pick out the best one. Then, that Friday morning, he released 616 in LA, basically alleging that there's somebody in Drake's camp that's a rat leaking out information about Drake to Kendrick that Kendrick will use. Then later on that night, Drake responds with Family Matters, in which in it he alleges at the end of the song that Kendrick was abusing his wife. Then like 30 minutes later, Kendrick responds with Meet the Grams, in which he starts the song with "Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father, let me be honest." Then he brings up the mom, the dad, the alleged daughter that Drake denies. And basically in that song talks about how allegedly Drake and his group, his clique, are sexual predators. And then it crescendoed with Not Like Us, which the majority of that song is again Kendrick calling Drake and his team predators over a DJ Mustard beat. Yeah, Drake responded with his version of the Hot Part 6, where he said, "Oh, I knew you were going to say that, so I purposely leaked the info about what you were going to say about me," but then said, "The stories you get it from, that's a lie." Then, a couple months later, Kendrick responded basically with a surprise album, G and X, in which he once again went at Drake, he went at J. Cole, he went at everybody. Then, before and after that is when Drake came out with the lawsuits. And I really thought about how best to really accentuate the discuss I feel about this. But I'm like, the way I've been doing these 8 minutes, it's not doing enough justice. And if you guys saw my posts, you guys saw a hashtag in there. And if you saw that hashtag, you know I was referencing. So you know what? As promised, give me a second. Yep. Okay. Aubrey Drake Graham, the stunt you pulled, and now trying to put the reaction community in danger, and now basically saying that they profited off of Kendrick dissing you. And it's like, dude, did you also say in Family Matters dude was a abuser, and yet that was monetized? Then it also in the Hot Part 6, you said you leaked the information to Kendrick so he could use it on you, but then say it was a lie. That was profit off of. You said nothing then. But how come when Kendrick got the better of you, now all of a sudden you want to sue? It's like, dude, how soft, how ridiculously soft do you have to be to not accept the fact that you lost? Kendrick, he out-rapped you, he outclassed you, he outshined you. Basically, he had everybody now preferring to listen to Kendrick more than you. In fact, ever since that whole beef, I basically stopped listening to your songs. I've just listened to Kendrick left and right. And what annoys me most is that, dude, you were one of my favorite artists. You were one of my favorite rappers. I was always looking forward to listening to your stuff, even despite the crazy stuff that was said against you that I'm not gonna say here because that's way above me. But dude, how stupid are you for doing this? At first, I regretted now reacting to the diss tracks because I wanted to be a part of the conversation. But I was like, you know what? Let me just be on the outside looking in and listen. And now I'm glad because if you would have named me in your little lawsuit of the reactors, man, I don't want to go there. But dude, you are putting people's lives at danger because you couldn't accept the fact that you lost. And also, what also bothers me, Drake, is like I said before, dude, you have musically regressed. You have not progressed in the years since Take Care. Kendrick said in Euphoria, he said, my first one is like my last one, a classic, you don't have one. And I feel like after Take Care, dude, you haven't dropped any classics. I don't care about your numbers. I don't care about your Spotify streams. I don't care about that. I'm talking about your quality of music. Nothing was the same. Views from the 6. If you're reading this, it's too late. What a Time to Be Alive, For All the Boys, Scorpion. Yeah, you've had some hits on those records, but none that hit. I could look up and down the track list of Take Care, and I can say hit, 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 hit. Nearly every song on that album is a hit. I can't say the same for your other albums. I cannot say the same. Like, dude, this is what angers me more about this Drake is that it's not just you, it's your fan base. And I'm not talking about the fan base who like you but don't think highly of you after what the song you just put. I'm talking about the ones that are still enabling you, and still saying you're the GOAT. How is that a GOAT move? Going after reaction channels, putting basically their families' lives, their lives in danger, their channels at risk, all because you couldn't accept the fact that you lost. Like, come on, dude. One of the people you named from RDC World, he said, quote, the best L's come from those who don't know how to take L's. That's you, Drake. Yeah, you admitted you took the L against Pusha T because he admitted that you have a son. But even then, you try to say, oh, well, there's rules to this. There's no rules in rap beefs. Even if you morally disagree with some of the stuff being said in rap beefs, it's basically all or nothing. Go at somebody. Talk about why you're better than them. Talk about why they suck. That's what Pusha T did against you. He called out your character, your flaws, says you're a bad dad. And yeah, you said, I lost on that one. But you couldn't really admit that you lost. And even with this, you couldn't admit that you lost. Kendrick beat you. And the fact that he's performing at the Super Bowl, where he might perform Not Like Us or whatever song off of GNX, you couldn't accept the fact that Kendrick has been better than you. He is better than you. Excuse me. You couldn't accept that, and now you're pulling this. Lame. That is a lame move. That was a lame move what you did, Drake, and you were lame for that. For a long while, you proving yourself to be a lame when you claim to be the best ever, claim to be the GOAT. To me, dude, you're not a GOAT. You are childish. You are obnoxious, and you are no other way to put it. You're a lame. You're a lame duck who calls himself a GOAT. You're not. And the fact that also in first-person shooter, you said you got one more number one record to tie or beat Michael Jackson. Dude, you are nothing in that level of Michael Jackson. You are nowhere near his level. If Michael Jackson was alive, he would outshine you 7 ways till Sunday. But that's neither here nor there. So, Aubrey Drake Graham, the day you put out that stupid lawsuit, you was dead to me. You was dead to me. Everything from 2008 to when you put out that lawsuit, that's where I'll go back towards. Where else you put out afterwards? Nah, I'm done. I'm done with you. Aubrey Graham, you have been ethered. Take the L. You suck.